Friends, hello everyone. Today's topic might not be the most trending or get the most views, but I believe it's incredibly constructive and useful. Today, we will talk about men who say, I've lost the ability to fall in love. Often, this comes from men who have had long-term relationships that ended for various reasons, leading to a painful breakup. Perhaps some time has passed, maybe even years, and now there's a desire to form new relationships, but the feelings just aren't there. What should you do? Let's first understand what causes this phenomenon. Our first serious, long-term relationships always leave a significant mark. We're completely open and optimistic, having never experienced pain before. As a result, when things don't go as planned, it's extremely painful. It's like an athlete who has never lost and suddenly faces their first defeat. Before the loss, there was no garage. After it, their career might change, and not everyone can survive this experience and remain the same. Let's start with the mistakes men often make. The first mistake is trying to immediately find a replacement after a breakup. They think, I'll switch to someone else and everything will be fine. But it won't be fine, and you won't be able to switch. This doesn't help. Therefore, my first recommendation is simply to let time pass. Often, men try to find similar emotions after a year post-breakup. They remember the feelings they had with their ex and try to find the same thing. At best, you won't find it. In the process of a breakup, there's a strong emotional attachment, but it's not really love. It's just the degree of emotional turmoil you went through. You will never feel this in healthy, harmonious relationships. So, if you're trying to find something similar, at best you'll find either nothing or another complicated relationship where you're in a weak position. You'll end up in another dependent relationship, leading to more suffering. It's like a vicious cycle, and many men stay in this loop practically all their lives. What recommendations would I give for practical implementation? First, as I mentioned, let some time pass after the breakup, about 3 to 4 months, at least. Second, don't look for a woman who initially evokes a full range of emotions, feelings, and experiences. This won't help. Instead, try to find a woman whom you respect. This might sound strange coming from me, but let me explain. Choose a woman whose views, way of thinking, upbringing, and boundaries of acceptable behavior are similar to yours. You need someone with whom you share common values. Now, you might wonder if such women exist. They do, but they are rare, perhaps around 3%. When you meet such a woman, don't rush headlong into the relationship. You might not even have the desire to do so initially. Your goal should be simple: to get to know her, spend time together, and gradually develop a connection. Another piece of advice: don't sleep with her until you genuinely feel the desire to form a relationship with her. If you don't follow this, things might not go as planned. Just trust me on this. As time passes, say, 3 to 4 months, you will start to appreciate the significant benefits of your relationship that may not be apparent at first. You will realize that she cares about you and that you feel a certain reliability. She won't do things that make you uncomfortable or cause misunderstandings, unlike your past relationships. At this stage, try to assign value to her attitude towards you and your relationship as a whole. This value truly exists, and you might need to artificially elevate her significance by observing unpleasant events in the lives of people around you. Notice the stable, positive aspects of your relationship in contrast. What if you're already in a relationship but don't feel the emotions you expect? Act as if those feelings are there, treating her with the care and attention that would come naturally if you were in love. Over time, those feelings will start to develop naturally. These recommendations may seem strange, especially since books and movies often depict love as something spontaneous and fiery. However, following this approach ensures you won't choose complicated, problematic relationships. You won't have to constantly be on edge or engage in manipulations to maintain the relationship. Ultimately, men who followed these recommendations realized that the calm, stable relationship they achieved was what they truly wanted. They no longer viewed their past chaotic relationships as something desirable. One last important thought: forming a normal, healthy relationship that doesn't end in failure is extremely challenging. You need to understand the seriousness of this endeavor and approach it with great care. Most relationships fail because people don't take this seriously enough. Reflecting on many stories, I've noticed that relationships where men are obsessed with love for a woman often end in failure. In successful relationships, women are more attached to the men, and the men value the women's affection. This is what I wish for you. Relationships where mutual respect and stability prevail.